Hello friends. While world champion Dommaraju Gukesh is in Samarkand, taking loss after loss, repeating the path, you could say, of his great predecessor on the chess throne Ding Liren, I thought I'd soften that pain a bit. Let's turn away from Gukesh's struggles and look at Magnus Carlsen's performance in the September 9th titled Tuesday. Today, I'll show you Magnus facing a well-known streamer, Nikita Shandrin. The game begins with the king's pawn. Magnus replies with the rock-solid Caro-Kann Defense. White grabs the center. Black strikes back at the pawn. Nikita defends with his knight. Usually here Black captures on e4, but as always in titled Tuesdays, Magnus gets cheeky, leaving it to his opponent to show his hand, go closed, or just keep developing. In this game, course development continued. Carlsen pins the knight. White's pawn steps up to question the bishop. Magnus calmly retreats. Shandrin keeps it classical, reinforcing the center. The Norwegian opens the diagonal for his dark-squared bishop. White protects the central pawn again. Very tight, very cautious. A bit of trembling when you are facing the greatest player in the world. Magnus provokes the push of the central pawn, shifting the pawn structure. That means play on opposite wings, and in such complex strategy battles against Carlsen, very few can compete. Nikita keeps the tension. After bishop e7, the kings evacuate. But really, White should have gone e5 with a kingside push. Black would of course counter on the queen side. Instead, Shandrin plays cat and mouse with Magnus. He centralizes a rook, sets up an X-ray in case of central fireworks. Magnus does not care. He blasts the center with c5. White happily captures the pawn, and the rook eyes the queen hungrily. After captured the pawn on c5, the move knight b3 would have been a solid option, hitting the bishop and opening the diagonal c with roughly equal chances. Instead, Nikita finally plays e5, but at the worst possible moment. Knight to 7, and Magnus hints that this pawn is way too far from home and about to get hunted. Shandrin tries to clear the path for his rook. Magnus calmly finishes development. White really needed to accept some weaknesses, unpin, and hold the key pawn. Instead, Nikita keeps pressing, opening lanes for his rook, and pushing against the bishop. That is when Magnus drops the hammer. Bishop takes f3. If queen recaptures, Black strikes the central pawn with tempo. To avoid that, Nikita recaptures with the g-pawn, ruining his king's shelter. Magnus swings the queen into the danger zone. Trades pawns. White chops off one attacker, wins back the pawn. The Black knights now swarm like a wild pack. Where can the white queen even go? Retreat to a 3 runs into a fork. Queen f1 is just miserable. So, in the game came queen d2. Now Black turns on the X-ray. Pressure on the queen, pressure everywhere. Only chance was queen f4, offering a trade. Instead, Nikita plays queen g5 and gets hit with the iron hoof. Loose pieces drop off. Suddenly queen, rook, and bishop are all hanging. If queens come off, Black checks, scoops up on d1, and comes out a full rook ahead. That is why Shandrin tried king takes f3. But then comes queen check. The exchange falls, and on move 22, Nikita admits defeat. That is the Caro-Kann in Magnus Carlsen's hands, provoking, inviting pawn pushes, and then showing the weakness. As Wilhelm Steinitz said, every pawn move creates a weakness, and as François-André Philidor reminded, pawns are the soul of chess. Always respect your pawn pushes, my friends. As expected, Magnus takes yet another title Tuesday, while Dommaraju Gukesh is still wondering what went wrong. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like, subscribe to my awesome chess, and hit the bell, because chess is awesome.